How you feeling, bud?
I'm good, thanks. I'm good.
Yeah? It's been a month now?
Yep.
Any change in opinion in how things went as opposed to right after the fight? I mean, I know it was disappointing, but do you look back on it now and pull all the positives out of it?
Yeah, you know, in my mind, I won the fight, but I didn't do enough to win the belt because, you know, he's a great guy and a great fighter. So, you know, I have to do more, and I will do more in the next fight if I can fight him again.
What about the things that you know, that Dana said to you right afterwards about, you know, you didn't really lose this fight, you're going to come out a winner in this thing. How long did it take for that kind of stuff to kind of set in with you? I mean, I'm sure you weren't looking at it that way right at that moment.
No, I've been thinking a lot, and, you know, I learned a lot from that fight, and I'm another fighter today. I haven't really watched the fight yet. I need to do that too and break it down and go through details and see what I did bad and what I did good. So.
Why haven't you watched it yet?
No, it's just too hard for me. It's then I have to like I haven't really, you know, it will be. It's not my thing really to. It's too hard for me to watch the fight, but I will do it. I will go down, sit down with my team and watch it again and break it down in details.
Has this fight changed anything in your life regarding popularity and whatnot? I mean, you've been a popular fighter in Europe before, but yeah, has it changed anything in the US for you?
Yes, absolutely. I'm in another position today in my career, and I'm feeling great, feeling comfortable where I'm at. Felt much better if I had a belt around my waist, but I will have it soon enough.
There are three opponents being tentatively named for you next. You've got Cormier coming down to 205. You have the gentleman you were supposed to fight in Sweden, but unfortunately you got injured. And then you've got Jon Jones as well. Do any of those, is it Jon Jones you want next, and is that simply for the title, or are any of those fights interesting for you for other reasons?
No, in my mind it's just Jon Jones right now. I don't have any scheduled opponent. I don't know where I'm fighting yet. So still in my mind it's Jon Jones. But as soon as I have another opponent, my focus is going to be at that opponent 100%, and I will beat him, and I'm going to get my next shot, I hope.
So there are also rumors that, you know, certainly Cormier has said that he wants to fight you in the States. Jon Jones doesn't seem too keen on fighting you in Europe. Do you think that fighting in Europe is a huge advantage to you? And now that you fought Jones in the States, is it his turn to come here, or come to Sweden perhaps, and fight you in your own hometown?
That would be awesome if that were possible. I'm thinking if I fought Jon Jones, the fight would be in the U.S. But you know, I think wherever I'm fighting, I have great support everywhere, and you know, it's just. That's just the way it is. If I could fight in Europe or in Sweden, that would be just awesome. It will be the best thing I've done in my life so far is fighting in my hometown, and if I could do that again against the champ, that would be a dream come true.
Let's say Glover Teixeira beats Jon Jones in this fight they have coming up. What would be your favorite option after that? Fight for the title against Teixeira, or a rematch against Jones to, you know, make up for the last fight?
Wow, that's a very tricky question. I want the belt, of course. That's why I'm doing this. The belt is the proof that you're number one, and I want to be the number one. But at the same time, I want that fight with Jones. So let's take that question. If that happens, let's take that question then. But I can't really give you an answer.
Gustafsson, we are in Manchester now, so what do you think about events in Europe, in England, in Manchester? It's a good idea?
It's a very good idea. It's the future looking bright for the European MMA scene, and just going to get better. I hope they're going to have a lot of shows here in Europe and around Europe, and I just think it's awesome. I love to be here. I love to be around here, and you know, and so yeah, I hope the future looking great.
And the second question, I'm from Poland. We will see Piotr Halman tomorrow in Octagon. Do you know something Polish MMA, or maybe do you know Piotr Halman?
No, I don't. But
Maybe his opponent, Yakin from USA.
no, I don't know that much about that fight. But whenever a European fighter fights, I'm very stoked. It's going to be a great card, and I can't wait for tomorrow fights and see the results.
Speaking of shows in Europe, a couple of weeks back, there wasn't a show in Sweden scheduled for next year now. A couple of days ago, it was said that there might be another show in Sweden next year. Do you know anything about that? Because it is pretty obvious that if they do a show in Sweden, you would be headlining it.
Yeah, I don't know either that much if they're gonna have a show or not. If they will have a show, I hope I can headline it, and I really hope they come to Sweden. Let's see. I'm fighting wherever they put me, and I'm back in training, and I'm feeling great from the fight, and I'm just ready to go.
You didn't want to fight with any injuries at all?
No, I was just bruised up, and that was it.
It seems like Daniel Cormier is probably the guy that you're going to draw. Do you feel that the fact that he's coming from heavyweight, moving probably into a number one contenders fight right away, is that fair?
DC has been he's been very successful, and he's been winning all his fights, and I think he is in that position that he could do that, and if that will be the case, if I'm planning to fight him, I'm very looking forward to that.
How do you feel you match up with him if that is the fight?
I think I'm matched up very well with him. So if that will happen, I'm very excited to fight him.
There were some rumors about a potential split with Alliance, and can you put those to bed now? Can you say categorically no, that I'm still going to be training at Alliance as and when? Because I know you split your training up. Were they unfounded rumors?
Yeah, that wasn't true at all. I'm a part of Team Alliance in San Diego, and I will always be that. They're a great team, great coaches, great athletes, but the thing is, I'm based in Sweden, training in Sweden full time at my gym All Stars Training Center, and what I do, I go back and forth, and that's what I'm going to continue doing. That's I get the best things from both worlds. So, that's I'm still part of the team. So.
Do you have any idea where that came from? Was that just one of us, a journalist, reading into something, or do you have any idea where that rumor came from?
No, I haven't. No, what I said that if I would possibly fight in Sweden, I will do my whole camp in Sweden. So that's what I said, and that's very logical to me, because I don't want to have that jet lag, and bringing in guys instead from Team Alliance, and it doesn't matter where I do my camps. The head coach Eric Del Fiero and Andreas Michael, they're my coaches, and they will always be in my corner, and they will always. My head coach Andreas Michael, though, and he has daily contact with Eric Del Fiero, head coach of the Team Alliance, and they work together, and those two coaching with each other, it's a winning concept.
What will it take to have a full camp in Stockholm for a fight? To bring a lot of guys?
Yeah, we're gonna probably bring in guys, and if that is the case, and make the camp at home. So I've done it before, and I can do it again. So
Maybe invite Marcus Vantinen again.
that's very possible. Yeah, I have contact with him a lot. We talk a lot with each other, and he'll probably come in, and a few other guys.
Yeah. You have a teammate fighting tomorrow. What's your thoughts about Nico Musov's fight?
Oh, I can't wait to see that fight. It's a short notice fight for Nico, and he's moving up one weight class. But that guy, he's a beast. He trains hard every day, and he's one of my main sparring partners. And he's just getting better and better, and he's looking great. So he's gonna win tomorrow. He's gonna win tomorrow for sure.
Before the fight, you guys were fairly respectful of each other, but you did say that you felt like Jon was a little bit arrogant at times. Since the fight, he's been pretty. He complimented you on how you fought. Seems like you guys are sort of cool. I mean, have your feelings on him changed at all, or?
Yeah, no, we're not best friends. We're probably never gonna be. We're competition, and And that's it. I still have my opinions and so on. He's a great fighter. He's a great guy. I don't know him at all, but it was just the way he. That was just that face I got when we had the world tour and so on, and that was just an opinion I had. And but I don't know him, so I can't say anything.
What's the feedback you've gotten so far from fans and stuff? Because obviously you were a big underdog and you surprised a lot of people making it as close as you did, and a lot of people thought you actually won as well. What's the feedback you've gotten from people since you've returned home?
Just been great feedback. Great feedback from fans, very good media, and it's been just great. It's been just great. I got tons of support from everywhere, just not Sweden and Europe, from the whole world, and that means a lot to me. And so.
We just saw Kanan Jr. fight for the third time. You and Jon are both still young. Regardless of what happens with him and Teixeira, do you feel like this is something you guys may fight 3 times or more yourselves?
Yeah, we're going to fight a bunch of times. So, yeah.
I think that's the next big rivalry in UFC history.
Yeah, I don't know about rivalry, but yeah, it's going to be him and me at the end.
How many times would you, if you were guessing, how many times would you say you'll fight him?
I don't know, 5, 6. Let's see what happens.
MMA in this country is still a fledgling sport. It's still growing, and I think across Europe it's the same thing. UFC is the big brand. As a fighter, and working with guys who are coming up, do you think perhaps the UFC need to look at sort of some of the grassroots levels in the new markets they're coming into? And is there a way that they might be able to help improve the grassroots in countries like England or Sweden or?
Can you repeat the question now?
Yeah, in this country, and certainly I think around Europe, MMA is still a fledgling sport, still quite new. A lot of people aren't sort of as clued up on it as perhaps in the States or Brazil. Do you think the UFC should start working with some of the grassroots MMA levels in order to help raise the profile of the sport in Europe and especially the UK? Do you think that would help?
Yeah, of course. Of course it would. But I still think that they're doing a great job, with the media. They make sure people know what it is, and that's the good part. They're just not, they just don't, doing an event and that's it. It's a lot of media attention, meeting the fans, with everything. So I think they're doing a great job, and it's just a matter of time. England, it's huge here, and in Europe too, and it's just getting bigger. So let's see how the future looks.
And how important is that interaction for you as a fighter, especially with the fans? And how good does that make you feel? And how important is it to you as part of your career?
Fans mean everything to a fighter, for an athlete overall. It makes us push harder, makes us want to win, and just without the fans I wouldn't be standing here. So it means everything. It goes hand in hand.
Statistiken som har kommit fram nu i dagarna från Jon Jones-matchen, de har ju varit till din nackdel i början, men så har de ändrat tillbaka statistiken till din fördel. Vad tycker du om det?
What did you say?
I was asking about the statistic from the Jon Jones game. It was for his, it was win for Jon Jones at first, but then they changed, and he's now the winner for significant strikes.
I don't know nothing about it. I've seen it. I don't know what the background is and how it came up. But all that doesn't really matter to me right now, because I don't have, we already had a fight and I lost, and that's the way it's gonna be. I can only change that if I fight again, and if I win, and I will win. So.
Do you see yourself meeting Cormier, or do you want to meet someone else? What do you see is going to be for your chances to meet Jon Jones again? What's the best for you?
Well, I don't know. I'm just fighting whoever they give me, and I'm just really hope and believe that who I'm fighting, and if I beat him, I'll fight Jones next, and that's what I believe.
Do you want to have a fight next in Sweden, or do you see yourself having a game in the States? What do you prefer?
I prefer at home. That would be great if I could fight at home. But whatever they want me to fight, I fight. It doesn't matter. I always have good support everywhere. And like in Toronto last time, I don't know how many Swedes and European he came out, hundreds. So I'm just comfortable wherever I'm fighting. So.
Keeping in mind how close that fight against Jones was and how competitive it was, what do you feel you have to do differently in a second or maybe third, fourth, fifth, sixth, whatever matchup to win those fights?
Just push harder. You just need to push harder in the fight and stay busier and do everything that I did good, even better.
Some people have said. Some people have said that that's the greatest fight of all time. It's the greatest fight they've ever seen. I mean, does that help soften the blow of losing?
Yeah, a little bit. Everything that came with that fight is just a bonus for me. It's you know, I'm very comfortable in that position I'm at in my career right now, and he helped me. But you know, I still don't have the belt. So at the end of the day, I'm still very disappointed. So. Is that good? Thank you guys.
Thank you very much.